Hello you beautiful people. Today I wanted to give you an update on the retaining wall because God, it started in March. It started late March. We're in early August. This has not been the easiest process for me, but I've learned so much patience. And you know, I'm not going to get into all the lessons now, but I've learned quite a few life lessons, and I like to think that I won't repeat the same mistakes again. I'm now paying the builders by the hour, which I highly recommend. And that's actually what majority of Portuguese people do. I'm not sure if it's the same in the UK. I've never really had any experience with builders because we all know I rented. But just be careful with, don't pay lump sums basically. Don't pay lump sums, pay smaller amounts. I'm now doing by the hour and well worth it. I'm able to budget and actually know what I'm spending money on. So take that lesson and yeah. But anyway, this is the wall and you might be surprised by how big it is. I am too. The initial plan was just to do this wall. Sorry guys, I've got to walk over. My garden's too big now. My giant yard, my giant forest of a garden. I'm taking the piss, but yes. But this started with doing one wall. If you all remember, this retaining wall was falling onto the neighbour's house. It was bowing out, so it'd been a major concern. Whilst doing that, I was then asked to do this wall. And if I'm being completely honest, I'd never factored in this wall. It was, God, can I find a picture of it? But it was basically half a wall. It was a short wall. I did not know there was any issues with it, but apparently there was. So, I mean, I was like, we're already doing this. We may as well extend it. And then, as you can see, it gets even longer. And yes, I'm broke. But now we've got this wall. And there wasn't really an issue with this wall, if I'm being honest. It was just a short wall again that was a bit crumbling. But I was like, you know what? I want some privacy. This is my forever home, so I may as well. And then finally, I'm trying to avoid all the puddles and hornets. But we've also done this wall. And I don't really care about this wall. I mean, it's great to divide my property from whoever owns that, but I don't really care about that one. These are the major walls, and the plan is they're being plastered, so it's quite easy for them to do that kind of textured print, which I'm going to call it print. I don't know anymore, guys. Really winging it, but where is it? Okay, I can kind of show you here. So this is like a textured kind of finish. Oh, Philippe found a chicken bone there earlier today, and now he keeps going back. And the problem is that's where I grow the cacti. Cactuses, not sure, but I grow them there, or I was growing them there. But I've had to move it because anytime he finds anything, like he remembers, it could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he won't forget. But yeah, no, I really am happy with this and the finish. Can you see it? There we go. Yeah, I really am happy. The plan, hear me out, is to paint it sort of like a light, how can I describe it? Like a salmony colour, maybe lime wash. I've been looking at some Pinterest boards. I haven't really decided, but I'm really happy. And as you can see, so the land isn't flat. Actually, it looks quite bad on camera, but it's flatter than it was. The plan is to have some stairs, well, like I guess like a two-tiered system. And at the bottom, we are going to have to dip it down a bit just because we could have got more soil delivered to the house. Problem is, it's bloody expensive. Not the soil, but the workmen. Like, guys, it's 80 something stairs. They get absolutely exhausted, and it's so bloody hot. So I don't know, maybe we could do like decking or something, but that's a plan for the future. I forgot to tell you about the most impressive part. Okay, so this wall has been reinforced by multiple I'm going to call them like steel cages. So there's one at the top, one in the middle, and one below. The first time the wall was being built, they did not utilize all the cages. So we had to knock down 2 rows of blockos and make sure that it was reinforced properly. But now below me, you can't see it, but you can see Philippe. But essentially around here, there's like this giant mass under the soil, and it has some steel rods that are hooked into the wall, and it's kind of anchoring it inside the ground. So we have one there, and I think there's 3 if I remember. One somewhere around here and one here. The reality of doing work on a house that's so far from the road is it's just difficult to get materials here. As I said, it's expensive when we use the builders to carry down the stuff, so like the blockos or the bags of cement. And anytime we've needed a digger or anything like that, it has to come through that land that's owned by someone else. And I don't know who owns that land, that one. But they have shown up before just to check everything's okay, and I completely understand. I mean, a tractor went through their land. So this is owned by someone and this is owned by someone else. And there's a bit further behind that's owned by multiple people. The garden currently looks like an absolute tip, but it's going to be worth it. I could have a swimming pool here. I've been looking at getting one from, what's it called? Casa Esposito or Esposito Casa, I think. And just blow it up, stick it there, enjoy the good life. I also like having a bit of privacy, but we'll talk about that another time. And look, I'm just really happy. There's so much room for me to play with. I'm thinking about this time. Last time I had the vegetable patch down there. No. This time I want it somewhere like maybe around here where it's like closer to the house. I can kind of monitor it a bit more. But I have so many plans. I'm just going to save for a couple months. Save quite a bit. And then there's just so much that can be done to the house. I realise it looks awful now, but it's all a work in progress. And I'm trying to climb up gracefully. So we're still planning to knock this down because, as you can see, it's quite, I don't know, it's just falling apart. And we want to extend the terrace. So again, it could be by decking, but I'd love for it to come to about there. I'm trying to hide my washing in the background, but I have an aubergine. Have I actually ever eaten one in my life? No, because I've always been a very picky eater, and it's only now that I've tried to really expand my horizons. But I thought this was maracuja, so I bought it from CAP Cooperative, the agricultural, I can never really remember the name. I'm sweating. Yeah, and it was in the section for maracuja, which is just passion fruit. So I was like, oh my god, it's a really big plant. It will flower and fruit quickly. No, it took me really long to realise it was not a passion fruit tree. I know I've been whinging about it being too cold here, but now it's too hot. I feel like